A conservative estimate says about 80% of homes in the U.S. have computers, and more than 90% of those have internet access. The question is, are you getting the internet speed you're paying for? News 10's Nick Monticelli puts it to a speed test.
Well, I've heard so many people talk about how fast their internet speeds are. My first question to them is, really? Really, are you sure? Because there is fine print in your contract, sometimes cutting those speeds in half.
We have smartphones, we have game systems, we have 3 laptops. I have so many things in here that are dependent upon internet. When it goes down, we are literally bored.
Vicky Cerna sets the stage well. With 5 kids, all internet able, they need that connection. She uses Comcast and upgrades to a faster speed. So you're paying for this one, the performance with power boost. And the headline is great. Get download speeds up to 20 megabytes and uploads up to 4 megabytes. But when you read it, it says speeds up to 20 megabytes. You're paying for 20 megs per second, 20 megabytes per second. Let's see what you're actually getting right now. 11.4 megabytes per second. She thought she was getting 20, but that fine print says otherwise. They can guarantee providing 10 megabytes and 5 megs of upload. So it's actually half of what you thought you were getting. Does it anger you at all?
Yeah, it does. It makes me angry because the fact that I just trust what they tell me, and the selling point for that package was getting that speed on the internet, and if I don't get it, then yeah, it's frustrating. I'm paying for something that I'm not receiving.
This isn't just a Comcast issue, though. I've checked websites of all the providers in our area, and all of the options say speeds up to. What you normally get is lower, and on top of that, there are a lot of variables. Some providers use fiber optic lines, and the further you are from their hub, the slower your speed. Essentially, your neighbors closer are getting better service. And then there's the wireless router you're using. It could be too old and it can't handle faster speeds. Ryan Eldridge of Nerds on Call says the best option is just get a new router. You can't buy anything that's too slow nowadays, right?
Yeah, in general, your slowdown is going to be your internet speed, not so much your router speed.
What a lot of people also don't know about router speeds is that distance matters. We're about 100 yards from Vicky's house, the length of a football field, and what used to be 11 megs is now down to 4.3 megabytes in the download speed. So we've covered the speed you're actually getting, we've covered routers and distance, but if you're ready to buy something, what should you do? First of all, don't go crazy. You do not need the fastest internet speed available.
That's like buying a Ferrari to deliver the mail. It's just something you don't really need.
Eldridge says for the average user, the basic speed is more than adequate.
So if you've got an Xbox, you've got a PlayStation 3, a computer, and maybe a tablet, this is going to be just fine for you.
Gotcha.
Just a $50 router.
But if you have a lot of people using the service at the same time, then consider something a little quicker. Think of the speed like slicing a pie. Everybody gets a little piece.
So if you've got a family of just wired people, you might want to look at that higher speed because everybody that gets on slows it down just incrementally.
I've never even really thought about it. I just assumed I was getting the best.
And of course, do what Vicky didn't do. Read the fine print and shop around.
You know, maybe I will shop around. I think it's time because, again, I've never looked anywhere else because I've never had a need to, but now maybe I should.
Also keep in mind router speed versus internet speed. Make sure the wireless router you're using can go as fast as the signal coming in. Back to you.
And it's very easy to test your internet speed at home. Just do a Google search for speed test and several options are available. Now coming up tomorrow night on News 10 at 11, Nick switches gears from speeds to security. So which ISP or internet service provider offers the fastest service? According to Netflix, and remember this is a company that boasts 30 million members with over 1 billion hours of viewing per month, so safe to say they have quality numbers. Google Fiber is the best. We don't have that here. Number 2, Verizon, FiOS, Comcast is 3, Charter number 4, another big provider around here, AT&T Uverse comes in at number 11. To see the rest of the list, check out our web story at news10.net.